Alright, so there we have it. And last thing, we want this barrel to kind of roll down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of important that we set the friction a bit higher. Because right now, if we go into our barrel properties down to K-params, Karma parameters, we'll see that down to Karma parameters collision, we'll see our friction's only like 0.2. So it's still going to slide a bit.
Sure.
We want it to really have that whole rolling effect. So let's set this up to like 0.5.
Okay.
And let's exit that out. And that's really going to do it except for the ugly textures and the light. So let's quickly add that in. Add one light there. And let's just open our texture browser. Let's go to which ones we're using. And let's set these up to the ones we've been using. So let's go over here, select another one, select all the walls, and choose the one that we've been using. Go to our ceiling, and choose that one. And go to our ground, our floor.
Sure.
And select that one. Just select these two as well. I know it's not crucial, but it looks so much nicer.
Yeah, it's really a quick thing, too. So.
Yeah, it doesn't really take that much effort at all. Alright, so that kind of sets it up. You know...
It's such a big room, you might want to actually throw another light in there.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Let's quickly do that. You know, you're probably right. Just a little bit brighter would be very nice. So, why don't we put one near the ground level?
That sounds like a plan to me.
And let's move this guy over just a little bit. To maybe like there.
Okay.
And let's generate our light maps.
That's much better.
Yes, that's pretty nice. So let's look up here. And we're going to make sure that our thing doesn't start out immediately. So let's go into our parameters. And let's go down to our K-start enabled, and that is false. So that's exactly what we want.
Exactly. So now we can shoot him to actually get him going.
That's right.
Cool.
So why don't we check this out and see if it works. So let's play the map, and just wait for it to load up.
All right.
Waiting. So let's see if this works. Almost there. Now let's just go in here and start the reaction. So let's shoot our object. You'll see that it's rolling down. Oh, look at that. That's actually kind of an interesting effect.
That is.
So maybe we need to turn down the stiffness just a little bit to give it more of a not-so-stiff effect.
Right.
So let's exit out. And let's go into here. And let's go to each of our springs. Our hinges, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they are springs.
Right, they're spring-type hinges.
Right.
So you were right both times.
Yeah. So let's set down. Just want to be accurate.
Yeah.
So let's set this to something like 80. That should, that's almost half. That should be really good looking. Let's add that up to 80.
Okay.
Now let's play that out and see how it looks. Now load really fast. It's all good.
And here we go.
3, 2, 1. Alright, here we are. And let's go and shoot our barrel, and let's see if it looks a bit better.
And it definitely falls through all three doors. That is pretty cool. I like that.
And you'll notice that we set the friction really high, so, it makes sense.
Sure.
Our friction...
The more friction, the less the barrel's going to slide, so it's actually going to have to roll for gravity to have any effect on it.
That's right.
Just like if you were to take a real barrel and put it on a slope, you know?
Right. So let's exit this out real quick, and let's go back into UnrealEd and just check out some of these parameters so that we make sure we understand everything that's going on. Let's go into here, Karma Constraint, and you'll see that we're showing the damping, and that really works. It's slowing it down so that it goes back into position.
Right. And
kind of resists change, as we were saying before. And we set this up to HT Springy, and we got the stiffness up to about 80. So, that really wraps up this lesson. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew how to use the Springy.
Okay.
Because, it's important. Because
right. It does produce some really cool effects, that you can really tweak out and do some interesting things. I'm almost interested to see, maybe if we could crank the springiness back up and move that last ramp over. So we can make things actually kind of look like they're launching the barrel and less like it's getting out of its way.
Right. Okay.
But, that's just me.
You want to do that quick?
Cool. Why don't we?
All right. So let's go over here, and let's set the stiffness up higher.
Okay.
Let's just open up our properties. Go under Karma Constraint. And let's set the stiffness up to back up to 150 maybe.
Okay.
Now let's go over to this one. And let's actually select
So it's actually the
hinge.
stiffness that is controlling how hard this door is going to be springing back.
That's right.
Okay.
So let's go over here. And let's select this last one. And let's set this to 150 as well.
And if I remember, you might want to take that last door down there and kind of move it closer to the far wall.
Alright. So
Maybe just a little bit.
So let's select that guy and just move him over a little bit.
Maybe a little more than that.
Alright. Maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Remember to move the hinge too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of important.
Yeah. Right now it really wouldn't be hinging too well.
It would
Well, I
actually
mean,
not
it
hinge.
would, but it would hinge from the wrong place.
And that wouldn't do us any good.
Right, that's not going to help at all.
So what's going to do is come down and bounce off of this guy, bounce onto this guy over here, and kind of fly over to this one.
That's going to be cool.
Yes, it is. So let's run this map real quick. See how it looks.
Okay.
Here it's coming. It's actually a lot of fun to play with all these settings. I mean, you can come up with so many cool effects. I just picked up that gun, but we're not really going to use it.
And we're rolling, and pow, pow. Oh, you had that kind of spin angle when you first started up.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can reload the level real quick. Let's just see what we can do.
Alright, so let's just exit out and make sure this is looking pretty good. Maybe I'm just going to move it over just a little bit. Excuse that. Let's select this guy. And go over to here. And maybe move that over just a little bit.
It looked like when you shot your barrel, you just kind of gave it an initial rotation.
Yeah.
Because you struck it at just the right point to spin it a little bit.
Or just the wrong point.
Or just the wrong point, as you might look at it. Maybe just when you shoot it, just see if you can get like right in the center or something, so you don't really change that rotation too much.
So let's look at this guy. Actually, it's
testing your sharpshooting skills.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's go over here. Let's actually just get over here a little bit. Let's make sure that we get the right angle this time. Shoot it from here. And it seems I did it yet again.
Oh, check it out.
We kind of stopped it because you have to remember that if you shoot at a wrong angle...
Well, see, this is the cool thing, though, because you're actually working with a real dynamic simulation.
That's right. So let's actually switch to our weapon back here. Let's grab him.
Okay.
And let's blast him away. It's just hopefully getting him moving a little bit.
I'm thinking a shot combo might help.
Yeah.
If you had time to pull one up.
Oh, actually,
Check it out.
That was pretty cool.
You just need brute force, man. If you can't solve a problem with brute strength, it's not worth solving.
That's right. So actually, that was a pretty cool effect.
That was pretty cool.
It actually bounced it from the one ledge over here over to this one and bounced it off.
It's like we're building our own mousetrap inside of Unreal.
That's right. Man, you could do some unbelievable stuff.
Oh, we're giving people such power, when they're creating their own levels, when they're doing their mods. I mean, it's great, the kind of things that people are going to be able to pull off now.
It is really amazing. So with that, I mean, that really wraps up this lesson. We really got to see how the springing works.
Right. We showed how to adjust it, how to tweak it, both down and back up. We showed how to take your springs and then adjust your actors so that they're actually behaving the way you need them to for your simulation.
That's right.
If you need a specific effect.
So really, with that wraps up this lesson.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.